I know what you guys are about to say. I know I redid my shelves like a month or so ago. But you know, this is why I could never get a tattoo. Whilst I would love one, I change my mind every 5 minutes. And that's exactly what's happening today. Hey guys, what's up? It's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. And if you've come back, thank you so much. Today, you guys, it is time. Big smile on my face, big smile on your face, hopefully, because I know you guys love these videos. It is time for another bookshelf reorganizing video. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with my recent videos, you will know that I've obviously been doing a little bit of a book haul. I have been doing a book unhaul, and basically I now have gaps in my physical TBR spot, but I also just have heaps of books that need to go on my shelf. I bought a bunch of thriller books last month because I just was in a thriller mood. So I have about 15 of those. If you guys haven't seen my shelves before, that giant one in the corner is my TBR. The two behind me are the books that I have already read. And considering that I am definitely running out of space in my bedroom for new bookshelves, we somehow have to make them all fit on the ones behind me. I do have a green TBR cart that is full of ARCs and books that I have been sent. But other than that, this is what we are. This is what we're working with. So I thought, how fun on this rainy Saturday that I would, I guess, take you guys along with me, and we're gonna pull everything off. We're gonna organize, we're gonna put it back on, and we can enjoy the fun and I'm sure the chaos together. So without further ado, let's get comfy, let's get cozy, and let's get right on into this video. Okay guys, so I just like don't even know where to start. I'm thinking what I'll do first is I will pull everything off of these two shelves here. So there's about 6 shelves. They're the IKEA Billy book cases. And then this is a bookshelf that I found at the thrift store for $10. And you know what? It's done me good. It's very big. It does the job. So I think what I will do first is I will take everything off of these shelves and then I'll put them outside, and then we'll figure out a plan, I guess, as to where I want to put certain things. I think that's probably the best bet, and then we'll tackle that after. Also, I think we need a sweatshirt because it is getting cold. All right, let's go. I'll ever start a job and you're like, why did I do that? That's how I feel right now. I don't even know. Like, I genuinely have no idea what I want to put where and why. Like, as I'm pulling stuff off, I'm sort of going, okay, like, am I going to go alphabetically? Am I going to just put all my author stuff together, even if it is TBR and already read? I just have no idea, you guys. I need another bookshelf. Do I go buy another bookshelf? Let's just keep going. I always get a lot of questions about these, and also like just about general care for your bookshelves as well. I totally forgot to mention this, but highly recommend, if you guys didn't see my last bookshelf organizing video where basically I left my windows open during a cyclone and my books got pretty dang destroyed. I talked about how important it is to either have like a dehumidifier or these little dehumidifier pods. Basically, I put them, you can see they're behind all of my rows of bookshelves, and what they do is they trap moisture from going into your book pages, because essentially if your pages get wet, they start growing mold. So obviously this catches all the moisture before it goes onto your book. So I highly recommend getting these. I got mine from like the dollar store. You can pretty much get them anywhere, and they're pretty inexpensive. I do like to change mine out every 4 months, maybe, depending on, I guess, how humid it gets where you are. But I always recommend just making sure you check them. Obviously mine are due to be restocked, so I think we're also going to go down and try and buy some of these today, because the last time I went they were out of stock. So I really need some more. Like I said, these are like overdue. I haven't done them in quite a while, so highly recommend. Okay, just to show you guys where I'm at now, it is raining and it's getting dark really quickly, as you guys can see. I obviously have like my lamp on, but I don't have very many lights on. It's pouring out there. You can't really see, but it's literally pouring down. But what I've decided to do with these shelves is I've kept up here, I've got all of my Cassandra Clare books, so the Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices, all that stuff. I know that that stuff's going to stay there. I'm not going to move it because I really don't have anywhere else for it to go. But I have cleared this entire shelf here. I just have down the bottom, I've left like a bunch of Tessa Bailey, Colleen Hoover, like, you know, the OG like book talkie books, like they're all down there again. I'm not going to move them. They're just going to stay there, and they're pretty compact as it is. The reason I've left that shelf and the one directly next to it, I've kept them as they are because they are already jam-packed, and I feel like even if I pull them out to try and organize them again, it's just going to be a waste of time, so they're going to stay as is. However, obviously for my books already read shelf, we've got this whole thing here and pretty much this whole shelf here to redo. What I'm planning to do, as I was saying to you guys just before about the dehumidifiers, is I definitely want to go down to the store now and see if I can buy some, because I would like to put put them in the shelves before I start organizing it, because once obviously I have everything in there, I don't really want to have to be like, you know, put and move stuff to like put the dehumidifier in the back. So I think maybe we'll go down to the store now, see if my mum wants to come for a bit of a shop with me, and then we'll come back, put these in, and then we will tackle this. So I'm just going to count how many I think I'll need, and we will go from there. I'm back, besties. If you cannot hear me properly or you hear a lot of background noise, it is because my neighbor, my across the street from me neighbor, this morning decided that he was going to start angle grinding at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, and he's still going because I don't know, he has to get some job done. Maybe he's got a deadline. I don't know, but it's Saturday and I think that's a hate crime. Anyways, I am back from the store, hence the change of fit. We are living the pink Barbie vibes today. Okay, so I got my dehumidifiers. I did take my camera to the store, but it was just like so busy, and then I just like couldn't get it out. Also, I had it in this cute little bag that I bought. I bought this cute little bag yesterday from Guess. It's like burgundy but brown. Anyway, it's super cute. So had it in there and I just like struggled to get it out. Doesn't matter. Anyways, the point being is that I got 6 packets of these bad boys. I got 18 because that's apparently how many I need. I need 12 for these shelves, and then the rest are all going in there. So I'm going to put these in there now, but I also thought I would show you, like, I can't go to the store and not look at the bookstore. And I didn't realize that these 2 books had sort of come out in the last couple of days. I remember one of them was on my May TBR. Again, so many books came out on the 27th of May. Like so many books. Ended up finally getting a physical copy of Releasing 10 yesterday because again, it was sold out everywhere, but ended up getting 2 new releases. So the first one is Ride With Me by Simone Soltani. This is the second book after, I don't know what it's called, guys. I really don't. The first one was Cross the Line, and I did not like Cross the Line. The only reason why I bought this is because it is an accidental marriage in Vegas, and that is my thing. You guys know that is my favorite trope, like one of my favorite tropes. If you tell me a book has the accidental marriage in Vegas trope, I will read it. I don't even care what it's about. That's the only reason why I wanted to pick this up, and the cover is super cute too, so bought that. But then I also bought this book called Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley. I hope I'm saying their name right. This looks like a workplace romance, which I feel like I haven't read in a really long time. It just says the company newsletter is about to get spicy. Oh, there's like a leadership retreat in Hawaii, workplace rivals. Ooh. They share the honeymoon suite. Oh, guys, this is going to eat. Guys, I want to start this right now. And it's been endorsed by Bryn Weaver and Nevessa Allen, which funnily enough are 2 dark romance authors. Very odd, because this does not look like dark romance. But Abby Jimenez is on the front too, so like, I don't know. Anyways, I had to buy those 2 because, you know, I don't have enough books, clearly. I just complained about how many books I do have and whatever. Let's put these on the shelf. Let's start getting some stuff in here. You guys, it is getting really dark, so I had to turn the lights on, but I've just touched my shelves and they are very dusty. Gross. Okay, so I'm gonna go get a feather duster. I'll be back, and then I think we're gonna start doing my sports romance shelf. Guys, what should I do? Should I like put in a formal complaint for my neighbor? Listen to that grinding. I'll fix the sound so you can hear it. Mind you, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So he has been going for almost 12 hours. I just think that is crazy. Anyways, guys, what I want to do here, like I was sort of saying to you guys, I want to try and keep the same structure. I just want to try and condense some things. And I am going to try to put authors' stuff together. I used to just try to do by like a sports romance shelf, a dark romance shelf, but I've just realized now that a lot of authors are actually like going cross genre now too. Like I think about Anna Huang, how she's now got a sports romance, she's got her billionaire romances and things like that. So I want to try and just like keep all of my authors together, if that makes sense. But if I can group things by genre as well or subgenre, then that's great. So I want to start with a sports romance shelf here. Now, obviously I've got Boys of Toman. I know Releasing 10 was in the wrong spot, but finally got a hold of this thing. This was harder to get a hold of than like Iron Flame or something. I remember Iron Flame was quite hard to get a hold of, but this was just stupid. It took me like 2-3 days to hunt this thing down after release, which is just dumb. So I'm thinking, so I might put that there, and then I have my babies. And because this is quite literally, and I think I said this in my May reading wrap up, this is literally my favorite like contemporary romance series, not just like sports romance series, but it is my favorite contemporary romance series of all time. Like it beats Chestnut Springs and whatever else. So I want this to be my staple. I also want to, I don't know if you guys have seen some of my books, I make little like bows to go in them. I want to do a full set of bows to go in on the tops of this. So I kind of want these to stay upright. Don't want to put them on the side. I'm just gonna turn this lamp off. That's so much better. I think these have to be a centerpiece. And then over here I have these two books by Balcabra, Collide. One is just my annotated copy, and then one is one with sprayed edges. I would get rid of this one. However, I want my annotations, and this has sprayed edges. So it just makes sense that I have to keep both, okay? And then I now have these two special editions of Icebreaker and Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I will not be buying Daydream, and that comes my next question. Oh, that's the bows I was telling you guys about. My next question then becomes, if I unhaul Daydream, is that bad? It saves space. I don't like this book. For those who are new, I did not like Daydream. I don't think I will ever like Daydream. However, these two I always say are 5 stars, so maybe I'll keep these two. It'll free me up some room. Let me have a play and I'll come back. Now, I don't know how well you can see, but what do we think of this? You guys can't see this, but this is essentially a little stacker. I always talk about these. For those who want to know what these are, this is a clear makeup palette organizer that I put my books in. So you can see at the front and the back, there's these clear things. Basically, it's got all these little, it's like an accordion. Put all your books in here and it saves heaps of space, especially if you want to stack all the way to the back. So I've just got a few standalone romances, a few of my favorite standalones there, which is good because for some reason I put First Time Caller back on my TBR shelf, even though I've read it. So I've now got a nice spot for it, which is good. And then I've got just Collide by Balcabra, my special editions of Icebreaker and Wildfire, Windy City here, and then I've got Boys of Toman and 2 of the Maple Hills. Okay, next up here is going to be my small town / like miscellaneous romance shelf. Now, this is mainly where all of my Elsie Silver, Lila Sage, Paisley Hope books go, but I now need to remember to break up what I have read from what I haven't read. So I've taken 2 things off the shelf that I haven't read yet, which is the Gold Rush Ranch series. That's going on the TBR shelf to free up some space. I also took off the Protecting You Bailey Brothers series by Claire Kingsley. I need to finally get to this. I just haven't yet. So those are going to go on the TBR shelf, but I basically got like the Elsie Silver universe, so Chestnut Springs and Rose Hill. I've got those over there. I've got Paisley Hope's Silver Pine series. I've got the Rebel Blue Ranch series by Lila Sage. And then I've just got some miscellaneous stuff. I've got some Devney Perry stuff. I've got Melanie Harlow Small Town. And then I'm also going to include my 2, the bloody angle grinder. Going to include 2 of my Morgan Elizabeth books here too, because they do somewhat take place in small towns, even though Passenger Princess is about like a beauty pageant, you know, national tour or whatever. But Tourist Trap is definitely small town, so I'm going to put them together because I just have nowhere else to put them. So yeah, and this one I just got in the mail the other day, by the way, from Morgan Elizabeth, but it is signed, which is so amazing, and it has this little shift. So I know I didn't love this one, but I'm very grateful that she sent it to me, and it's super cute. So I'm going to definitely put it up. So let me have a play with this. I used to have a stacker in here, but I might save that. Okay, so as you guys can sort of see, I've put my Bridgerton shelf back together because I knew that wasn't going to change too much. Like, I didn't buy any new Bridgerton books recently. And then I finished off this section here. Obviously, because I moved some stuff across to my physical TBR, I actually had a lot more room on this shelf than I thought I did. I had to like put a few of these random like standalones up here. So there's like Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. There's a Kiss Quotient trilogy. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. Like just some random ones to fill the gaps. I don't know if I like this. It may change, but that's the small town shelf without decorations, sports romance, and then that's my Bridgerton shelf, which again has not really changed that much. But now what I need to do is the top and the second from the bottom. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to switch because usually I have contemporary billionaire romance up here and then the bottom one has dark romance. I thought at first I might want to flip them, but I just think that you see this shelf a lot more than the dark romance shelf, so I'm going to put my contemporary romances back up here. I just have a lot of Lauren Asher, a lot of Anna Huang, obviously, and then I also have some Ali Hazelwood. I'm hoping that I can fit all of them on that top shelf. I'm crossing my fingers because that will free up a lot of space. I think I also, just because I've obviously now continued on with Kings of Sin, I didn't have room up there for the 2 books that I hadn't read yet. So I'm going to put them up there. The Anna Huang universe is just massive. So I'm going to try and fit them and let's see how we go. Okay guys, so for this shelf, like I was saying, it's my dark romance books that I usually put on here, but because I've been reading so many thrillers, like obviously I bought a lot, so a lot of them are going on the physical TBR, but I do want a spot to put the ones that I really love or have given like 5 stars on this shelf. The rest can probably stay on the TBR shelf just for room purposes. I want these 2 shelves mainly to be the books that that I like love the most or I recommend the most. Like I'll pull out for videos and stuff like that. So that's that. But I also just have so much dark romance. Like I've got the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. I have all of H.D. Carlton's books now. Finally, I have all of their books except for Phantom, which I need to buy. I've also got some just like one-offs. I got a couple Penelope Douglas books. I've got that Kiss a Villain book, which I loved. I read that last month. And like the Mind F series and stuff like that. So I'm gonna fiddle around here and find a spot and hopefully, yeah, be able to put in some of these thrillers that I love into, oh my God, that almost fell off, into the shelf. And then I really want a cup of tea. It's the weather for it and I really want like a chai or something. Okay, what do you guys think of this? I know you can't really see, but I ended up putting the Penelope Douglas things, standalone ones there, H.D. Carlton, Never After series, and then I just had a little section for those thrillers and I wanted to put hidden pictures on display because I loved this book, man. And then I just got this little, because the flap was sort of coming open, so I thought I'd put this little crystal there. I think that's cute. I think that's a vibe. All right, that is shelf number 1 done. I'll do an in-depth one in a minute, but I'm pretty happy with that one there. And like I was saying to you guys, I actually had more room. So check, we are making moves, which is the main thing. I'm gonna move on to my fantasy shelf in a minute. But like I said, you guys, I really want a cup of tea. And I was at my aunt's house last night and she had this caffeine-free tea that tasted like chai. And because if you guys know, I'm a pots girly, I can't have caffeine. It's so, oh my God, it was delicious. And I miss chai tea so badly. And I just realized that I can get it at my local grocery store. So I think I'm gonna go buy it. Like I said, it's raining. It's the mood for a cup of tea. So I'm gonna go get that and then we'll come back and do the second shelf. I need to have a bit of a break. I'm also reading right now, you guys. I don't know if I told you, but because after finishing the Windy City series, I have been in a state of depression over it. Like I have not read anything in over a week. So I'm currently reading Face Off by Chelsea Cudjoe. This is my bestie Beck has recommended and I've seen a lot of people talking about it as well. It is an ice hockey series and the vibes and the found family and the humor is supposed to be very reminiscent of the Windy City series. So I'm very excited to keep reading this. I'm like a couple of chapters in and I already love it. It's very funny. So I recommend so far. So I think what I'll do is go to the store, get a cup of tea, come back. I might read for maybe half an hour and then we'll do the second shelf. Okay guys, so I didn't read yet. I'm probably gonna do this first and then read after, but I thought whilst I drink my tea, because it's so yum, we would start tackling the Romantasy / YA, some LGBTQ shelf. I sort of do like that's all romance. This is mainly like fantasy, dystopian stuff. So what I'm going to do is I think this shelf here and the one next to it is going to be, oh my God, my Romantasy shelves. I'm going to try and put all my favorites on this shelf here and then whatever bleeds through can go down on the bottom. But the problem is I think this is where I'm going to run into some issues because I just have so much now. As I keep saying, I only just sort of really started reading a lot of Romantasy in the last year. I feel like I had a few series, but I've got so much now that like I thought I could contain it to 3 shelves. It might need one day to be the whole 6 shelves. So let me see what I've got. So I obviously have like Fourth Wing. I've got the Powerless trilogy. I've got the Kindred's Curse saga. I now also have my absolute babies. I don't know what this series is called, but it's the Assistant to the Villain series that's going on. I now have a signed copy as well. I just love this book so much. And Apprentice to the Villain. I've got the Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. ACOTAR, like they're probably like my faves at the moment. So let me fiddle around and see if I can make something look good. Do you guys remember when I was like, guys, I'm doing this so that I can make more room because I don't have enough room. So I really want to do this, but can you see that? So basically, if you can't see that, they're my Powerless hardbacks. But if you guys know, there are special edition ones that have reversible dust jackets that have art on them. And because I've got a special dust jacket of A Court of Mist and Fury, I thought, what if I just do like a cute little display and I flip the dust jacket, and on the inside reversible dust jacket that I could put on the outside. Or if I was feeling super ambitious, I could display them just like this. Hold on guys, let me take all the jackets off. That's a Powerless one. And I know for a fact that the Reckless one is red. It is red. And the art, oh guys. Okay, I'm gonna put the reversible dust jackets on and then I'll take you guys in and you can tell me what you think. I'll obviously post the video, but if it doesn't look right, I'll flip them back, but just let me know. Okay, so like, does it look dumb? Hold on, let me spin it the right way, Belle, come on. That's what it looks like with the reversible dust jackets. Like, you can't see them, but I know what they are. So at least if I show you guys the front, it's not really a spoiler. Because like, I think from the side that looks really cute. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think like having that one at the center is good because it's not really a spoiler. It's fine. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's fingers crossed that I have room to afford to do that beautiful display. Okay, next shelf. We're about to get really sticky, you guys, because I'm running out of room. But guys, I forgot to show you this. I bought this book and I haven't shown anybody, and I have to show you guys. For those who don't know, Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens. I read that in February, I believe, this year. I was sent an early copy by Penguin and I loved it. And then I was at the bookstore the other day and I found this. You can see it. Look at the sprayed edges on this thing, you guys. Pink on the bottom and the top, but look at that. That's the book, and guys, end papers. And then on the front is the best quote of the book, which is the "I love you and I have loved you and I will love you until we meet again." Guys, this book is so underrated. Like, I really need more people to read this book. It was so beautiful. So I had to have the special edition because look at those edges, guys. I feel like the sprayed edges game is like, honestly, like the game is through the roof. Like, we are really stepping up. Now, I still have to put in here the ACOTAR series, what is that series called? Crowns of Nyaxia series, and Quicksilver by Callie Hart. And I do also have Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows, and When the Moon Hatched. Guys, I don't even know, because I have some really pretty sprayed editions of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, but I also have the paperbacks, and part of me, I have to keep both. I can't get rid of them. And I also have the arc and the cover that's now going to go out of print of Quicksilver. Also, if anyone has read Quicksilver, has seen the discourse over the new Quicksilver cover, I am really saddened by it because I really like the Kingfisher cover. Like, I know that might be unpopular opinion, but I really like the Kingfisher cover. I understand that we're going for more discreet, but I'm really sad because Callie, you know, did this artwork herself. I'm really sad about it. This is obviously the arc that I was sent for early release, but yeah, I'm really sad about the new covers. I would have liked to have one with Carrion on the front, book 2, Brimstone, about Carrion. Like, that is really going to be his book. You know what I mean? Let me see what I can do about this mess. I fear I'm going to run out of room. I feel I'm going to run out of room. So let me show you what this looks like properly. So that's her. We really are trying to be super conservative considering we really were a bit funny on that shelf. But yes, I've ended up just putting ACOTAR, Serpent and the Wings. Now I know that this is the spine of the third book. I have the paperback on my TBR, whatever. Caraval. Yeah, I think that's just gonna have to be, because this shelf is gonna be my Heartstopper and Red, White and Royal Blue shelf because I have so many editions of those books. And then whatever's left is gonna have to fit there, but that's gonna be an after dinner thing. So as you guys can see, I still have my 1, 2, 3 sets of the Hunger Games plus Sunrise on the Reaping. I've got my Shatter Me set. I have my Quicksilvers, which I didn't get to fit in. And then those are like extras. I haven't actually read this Courting of Bristol Keats yet, but I wanted to put it on my main shelf because look at those edges. Like, they are so stunning. I read those obviously, but like, they're not priority. Those, and then I'm gonna have to probably end up putting my Divergent on my like bookshelf decor over there. That's literally just what goes on the shelves. My Divergent Maze Runners, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put this down the bottom here if there's room because it's just not going to fit here. I like fully know that I'm gonna have to buy another Billy bookshelf at some point. I just don't really have the room for it. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put it until I move. Like, obviously there would be ideal, but I just think it would block a lot of sun when I do film during the day. So let me try and put these into this final shelf, and then I think I will take a break tonight and do my physical TBR shelf in the morning because I would love to do some reading. All right, so I was able to fit, which is good, all of my editions of the Hunger Games. They are sort of spread out, but I think this looks the nicest. Shatter Me in the middle. I got my 2 editions of Quicksilver there, and then the Letters of Enchantment duology. I am going to, as I said, end up having to put this stack of old dystopians over there, but that's fine. But what I thought I would do now, as I was saying earlier, is I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to make some bow little things to stick in my books. So you know how I've got these and I sort of just put them on the top. Like, from a distance, they just look really cute on display. I've got one for my Bridgerton book as well. But I want to do one for each of the Windy City books. I'm going to move this so it doesn't clash, but I sort of wanted to do them in the color tones. I'm going to try and find a red ribbon to do Rewind It Back, but I thought it could be cute if I turn them on the side and just have a bow at the top of each of this because it's obviously my fave. So let's go do that. What do we think, you guys? Aren't they cute? I did originally want to have them facing out, but it just wouldn't work on the little paddle pop sticks. So I thought I would spread them out like that. I think it looks cute. I found the tiniest bit of red ribbon in our little Christmas box. I think it looks cute. I think it looks nice. I thought I'd like stagger them. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. You say good morning, Teddy. Good morning. You say good morning. I'm cold. I'm cold and I have to put my little prince jumper on because I couldn't survive 5 minutes in the wild without it. He is a sook, like a full sookie lala. I'm fully convinced, hey. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Happy, what day is it? Sunday, I think it is. I don't know if this video is going up on a Monday or a Tuesday, depends on how long it takes me to edit it, but I'm sure you guys will see this video in the next couple of days. We are going to, where's my Kindle? Anyways, it is about 7:15. So I want to go upstairs in a second and continue doing my shelves. So obviously finish off and do the TBR shelf. I've spent a lot of this morning reading Face Off. Guys, this is really good. If you guys are looking for a new, like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like sometimes sports romance can feel really dry. Like it feels super stagnant. There has to be like something special about a sports romance series in order for it to intrigue me. I feel like I need to have a sense of found family. That's not forced. I like it when it's done well. And this is a bit different because the female main character is also an ice hockey player and she's the first female to be on the National Hockey League team, which is really exciting. So I think it's like super different and I really liked it. So reading that this morning. I'm just brewing my tea at the moment. If you guys want to know what this is, it's this Bengal Spice Celestial Seasons. It's so nice. Like I was saying, that caffeine-free chai substitute. So I'm going to finish brewing this and let's go back upstairs and tackle that shelf. Alrighty, we're back upstairs. Excuse the lighting. It is so dark today. Again, it is raining, so not fun. I'll try to fix it in post. This tea, guys, absolutely banging. So with these shelves, obviously I've got to put my new dehumidifier pods behind each row, but what I'm thinking is the top shelf is going to stay the same because if you guys saw my read it or dump it video that I just did recently where I went through and unhauled a bunch of stuff from this physical TBR, you would have seen that basically my top shelf here is my historical romance and my holiday romance. He's such a cutie. So basically my historical romance and my holiday romance sort of stay on the top shelf. I don't need to condense that any further because obviously I like to keep my TBR organized by genre because especially when I do my TBR videos, like my picking videos, if I have certain prompts and whatever, I want to see what I have in each genre. So how this one is laid out is I've got historical, holiday, and then I've got contemporary romance for these two shelves, bleeds into dark romance, which then goes into LGBT, romantasy, thriller, and then whatever contemporary fiction / like non-fiction, that's at the bottom / any spillover from these shelves. So what I might do quickly is pull all the romance off and we'll do that shelf first and we'll go as we go. I also have to, oh yeah, those runs that guys, I got books everywhere. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I've decided to do by genre this time, not author name. Usually I was just doing like romance by author, but I want to do by genre. So these are all of my like small towns, emotional romances, sports here, and then that's just all general contemporary romance. It didn't really fit into a subgenre. So I will put in all my like big series in that, and then I'll have just the random contemporary romance bleed through. This is what the shelf looks like. I do have one of these stackers up here, which is really helpful. So I think all my standalones will go in there. So let's try and put it together. So I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I really just got everything into the last line. I haven't pulled out my dark romance yet, but I've pretty much just filled it into the last line. I really have just packed and packed and packed everything along here. That's contemporary. So I did small town, sports, contemporary into emotional romances, and we just finished here. So now I think we took a few dark romances out during that unhaul. So I think I'm going to have some more room. So let's do the dark romances now. Guys, this is such a random side note and a very niche tangent. I got this book called Vipers and Virtuosos by Savva Miller. Every time I pick up this book on my TBR, I think it's an episode title of Austin and Ally. Do you guys know what I mean? You know how on Austin and Ally, they used to really like do those rockers and riders, and you know what I mean? Like they would do the two letters. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'll find some examples and I'll put them on the screen. But Vipers and Virtuosos, every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's an episode of Austin and Ally. I was an Austin and Ally girly growing up, okay? So anyway, just let me know. Is it just me? Sound off in the comments. You know what I like to see here, guys? I like to see a gap. That means we're making some progress and we're making more room, which is good. So that's the sort of small, I didn't realize how few dark romances I have left on my TBR. That's good. It means I'm working through them. So now I'm going to do my LGBTQ section and start clearing out my romantasy stuff too, because as you can see, there's a couple waiting for spots on the shelf. Okay guys, so because I've obviously become a thriller girly, let me turn this light on. Because I really have become a thriller girly in the last like month or so. I've always loved thrillers, but you know, really girly now. I wanted to move my thrillers up the shelf. They were down on this bottom shelf, but I want to move them up here because I now have all this room. So that was my LGBTQ section. I've got 10 here that I need to put in there. So I think I'm going to do that and then we'll move on to fantasy. Cute. I'm happy with that. That actually worked out because I had this big tall cover of Beautiful Ugly. And that fits there. Yay. Okay. Now fantasy. You guys, I've finished putting my shelves together, back together, I should say, and you will not believe. Do y'all see that? Do you guys see that extra shelf space? Yes, it's probably about, I don't know, 30 centimeters. A win is a win. And you know, having that much extra space, plus look, I've got stacking room here, plus space, guys. A win is a win. You know what I mean? A win is a win. So you guys, the shelves are back together. They are complete. I will do a quick little overview for you now. I only did a bookshelf tour a couple of months ago, and obviously because I haven't changed them too dramatically, I won't do a full like in-depth one now. If you want one, let me know. I might do it at the halfway mark of the year. So maybe at the end of June, early July, I might do it. But I'll do a quick overview for you now. I won't do in-depth, like I said. Let me show you guys how it all turned out. So this is how they look. I'm super happy with them, you guys. So this is obviously my fantasy romantasy shelf. So I haven't put all my decor back on yet, but I will in a second. My Mortal Instruments is up there. I then have my Imperium series, Powerless Trilogy, that hardback of A Court of Misted Fury, the Kindred's Curse saga. Down here, really? You fell? Like you were sitting up so nicely yesterday. Whatever, I'll fix it later. The Crowns of Nyaxia, Akatar, Stephanie Garber stuff. And then down here is all of my Heartstopper, Red, White, and Royal Blue stuff. And then down here is Hunger Games, Shadow Me and all that. And then just some YA stuff from when I was younger. This shelf here is my romance read, as I was saying to you guys yesterday. So at the top is just some contemporary romance. So we have some Ali Hazelwood, Lauren Asher, Anna Huang, which I'm happy can all fit on one shelf now. Then I have my small town shelf. So I've got Lila Sage, Elsie Silver, Paisley Hope, and then just some miscellaneous ones that sort of needed to fill the gaps there too. This is probably my favorite shelf other than my Bridgerton shelf, but like my favorite shelf in the romance section because I love how these bows turned out, you guys. They are just so stinking cute. Like I love them. So got the Boys of Tommen series, obviously Windy City, and then a few just like standalones here. And then obviously my Bridgerton shelf, which didn't really change that much, but I've got my first edition paperbacks, 2 of the movie tie-ins, the new special double editions, and then just like the standard paperbacks. And then down here was dark romance / thriller. So dark romances across the left side, a couple of thrillers there. And then this is the physical TBR, which yes, it looks stacked, but it needs to be in order to have that lovely bit of room down there. So at the top obviously is my historical romances, which goes across into my holiday romances. So anything for fall, Halloween, Christmas, whatever, it's all there. Then coming down to the romance section, we have some small town romances, which sort of goes from here to here. We then, oh, and that too. We then have my sports romance TBR, and then we just have contemporary. So I filled in that stacker there. Has anybody read this series by Anna Huang yet? I'm just so hesitant to read it. I don't know why. Contemporary romances sort of come all the way down here, and then we have a couple of emotional romances too. Then I have my dark romances, which lead down there. I've got my LGBTQ section, my new thriller section, which I said to you guys I moved up, which I'm very happy about. Then we start our like sci-fi romantasy section, which sort of starts here, then follows down across here, and then we have my SJM, which I have not read yet. You guys know, I promise I'll get to this year. And then I have just some older ones like those Divergent books. Remember, I couldn't fit them in yesterday. And then these are just some miscellaneous contemporary general fiction. And then the Space trademark, which is so great. Alrighty, you guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking through all the way to the end. If you did, I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the chaos of spending the last couple of days with me trying to reorganize these shelves. As I said, I know you guys love these videos, so I know it was only going to be a small job, but I thought I would, you know, take you guys along with me because I know how much you love to see them. As always, you guys, if you aren't already, you are more than welcome to follow me on my socials. I'll leave my handles on the screen and in the description box. And if you'd like to, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you are hitting that notification bell. That way you're notified each time a brand new video goes up. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. I really, really appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are having a lovely day or lovely night, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.